Hi guys, this is Teacher CJ and I'm going to show you how to draw using shapes. We've been talking a lot about drawing pictures, picture narratives, and picture stories. And some of you have been telling me that it's too hard. So I'm going to show you some easy ways that you can draw all by yourself using shapes. Now, I love all your creations and you guys draw beautifully, but I'm going to show you how to use shapes. It might make it easier for you. So first of all, I'm going to start with a house. Now a house can be a square, right? Or a rectangle when you think of what a shape of a house is. Now your house can be any shape you want, but I'm just going to make a rectangle one. So a rectangle has two long, tall sides, right? And they're equal. And it has two short sides that are equal. And there I have my rectangle. It can be taller, it can be shorter, it can be any shape you want. And then my roof of my house is a triangle that comes up to a point at the top. And it has 1, 2, 3 sides, and it's a triangle. For my door, I'm going to draw a simple little rectangle. Put a little doorknob on it. My windows are going to be squares or rectangles, whatever you want. There's a square one. Maybe I want a big long one over here, or a bigger one or something. It's your house. You draw it any way you want. I'm just showing you an easy way to do it from shapes. Okay, and maybe a chimney at the top. I don't know if your house has a fireplace like mine does or not, with the smoke coming out of the chimney. And there you go. And you can use colors to color it. I just happen to be using my black Sharpie or pen to do it. Now, if you don't feel confident that you can draw these shapes yourself, even though you know what the shapes are, an easy way to do it is to find something that's the shape that you want to use. You can use bottle caps for circles, right? You could use index cards for rectangles. You can draw shapes and cut them out of cardboard. You can use mom and dad's cell phone for a rectangle. You can use whatever shapes that you have around the house that you can use to trace shapes from. I usually suggest just taking a piece of cardboard and cutting a shape that you want to use. Of course, here at school we have the shapes for you. And this is a square, so I'm just going to trace my square and go around the edges like this. And then I would need a triangle for my roof. And here's my triangle, so I'm going to trace my triangle. So you can either draw from the shape that freehand, what we call freehand, or you can take something and trace it. And then I have a little rectangle that I use for a door. And if you notice, I'm just using shapes, aren't I? I'm not doing any other thing. I'm just grabbing rectangles and squares and triangles. And then maybe I'm going to draw a square or a rectangle. This one's a rectangle for my window. And again, you can draw them any way you want. Maybe that one I just have one window, and then my chimney again at the top is a rectangle. So these are made out of shapes. I've used squares, rectangles, and triangles. So that's easy peasy. I know you guys can do that. Then people. Somebody asked me to draw people. Well, people, again, you can find something with a circle that you can trace, or you can just draw. So a person would have a circle for a head, and then we're going to have an oval shape for a body, right? And then we're going to draw their eyes, their little nose, and a smiley face because we have happy people. And then we're going to maybe draw stick arms, right? Stick arms, they're waving. You can use an oval for a hand, like I used 2 ovals there for the thumb and the fingers. And then the same with the legs. Oops, I made this one a little bit too low on my paper because I'm trying to get it so that you guys can see it. And then stick legs and oval feet. There you go. And then, oh, maybe I want some hair on them, huh? Hair you can do any way you want. Some people put long hair. I'm going to put some bangs on my forehead here. And there you go. And you can use, again, you can use colors to make it look like they have clothes, you know, color their clothes, color this. There's another way you can do stick people too. You can, again, I'm going to make this one a little taller so I can have legs. A head is a circle, and then an oval shaped body. And then I'm going to use, maybe I'm going to use green for their part of their shirt. And again, I can draw rectangles for their arms, right? You just put some rectangles on here. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then their pants down here. Again, I'm just using rectangles for the leg. And then another rectangle. And the rectangle, I can use a rectangle or an oval for a foot. Either way, you can come out here and make a rectangle foot, or you can kind of make an oval shaped foot for the shoe. Oops, mine's gonna go off the paper, sorry. And then I'm gonna give them blue eyes since I have blue in my hand. I'll kind of, then let's see, oh, I need to draw their hands, don't I? Oh my goodness, what am I gonna draw their hands out of? I don't know, I'm just gonna grab a color. So again, and their hands could be ovals with, there's an oval for a thumb and an oval for a hand, oval for a thumb and an oval for your hand. And we gotta draw their mouth and their nose. Gotta finish them. Everybody has a mouth, right? You can put ears on them if you want to. And then we gotta have hair. Let's see, I think I have a brown hair. I'm gonna put some brown hair on them. But again, all I did was use shapes, didn't I? And I'm just kind of using curly hair on this one. This one has curly hair. They can have any kind of hair you want them to have. They can have long hair. Your hair can go down longer. They can have lots of hair like that. Maybe they have long hair. Or you can do anything you want to. Use any, this is just showing you that you can use ovals and circles and rectangles to make people. A lot of people do this, and this is okay too. It's just stick figure. It's, circle for the head, right? And then a line down with a line up for an arm and a line down and a leg. And this is another way you can make people. Just kind of like, they call it like a stick figure. But this one would still need hair too, right? There we go. So there's several different ways that you guys can make stick figures, or using shapes, ovals and circles, and rectangles, you guys can make people. And let's see, they need some sun up in the sky here, don't they? You want some sunshine? So I'm gonna take something, again, I had a bottle cap, and I'm just gonna trace that bottle cap, make it a circle. And look at there, I've got a circle for my sun or a moon, and then I'm just going to put some rays of that sunshine coming down on them. And then I have a sun that I could color in, easy, real easy to do. Someone asked me how to do flowers, and you could do animals, you could do anything you want. But a flower is a simple little circle that I'm going to color in. And then I'm going to build around that circle with the other color of my flower. And you can do ovals, you can do circles, you can do rectangles. It doesn't have to be ovals, but I'm just putting some petals. This is the petal of my flower. And again, I'm just randomly drawing some ovals around it, and then I'll color them in. And there's my flower. And then I'm going to put a stem on it. The stem is just a straight little line, or a curvy line. And petals are kind of like an oval shape. And again, you can either draw the oval, or you can trace it with a shape that you can find around the house. So you can look around your house and see if you can find shapes like circles or bottle caps. You can cut shapes out of cardboard, index cards, or you can look around and see if you got something, maybe a toy that's a shape that you can trace. And you can make flowers, you can make people and sunshines, you can make houses, you could even make a tree. I didn't do a tree. A tree would be the trunk of the tree, could be a rectangle, right? A nice tall skinny rectangle. And the top of my tree could be a triangle, right? And then you could color it in, and then you've got trees. So I want you guys to draw me some pictures. Send them to me on TS Gold. I cannot wait to see your creations. And maybe you guys can find different shapes to use than the ones that I've used. I've just used triangles and rectangles and circles today and ovals. But I'm really excited to see what you guys can make.